That's good stuff. If you know, you know. All right. So where were we? Where was I? It's a really good question. I haven't done any actual work on the car in so long that I've kind of forgotten everything that's been done, everything that needs to be done. I mean, everything needs to be done. It's just a shell, but let's take a quick look and figure it out. Probably the first thing that needs to be done is just cleaning the poor thing. Wow. All right. I have almost all the sheet metal for the front. Not a big deal. I had original fenders for this from 1965. These red fenders, and the doors are from a 66 because the fenders and doors that were on this car were toast, man. The guy that bought them, he had a lot of work to do to them. Let's see. We have the shock towers cut out. So we're ready for the Mustang 2 suspension. There's a better view. And as far as I can tell, it's a pretty clean, fairly rust-free body, although you never know what's hiding under all that fairly fresh black paint. This door was looking pretty good. Yeah, not a whole lot to do here. The floors are pretty good. We got the seat mounts cut out. We'll be putting some different seats in there that sit lower. Couple holes to patch. Start cleaning up all the glue between the seams, the factory seams. Try and clear a bunch of the extra out. Wheel tubs. We'll look at those in just a minute. This rear wheel well is pretty well complete. Yeah, some of that's kind of ugly. I'm gonna fix up where this new tube joins in with the old frame rail. This is probably some of the worst rust here in the back corner. And you can see right in there. I'm not too worried about it though. It's away from the structure, except for maybe a crumple zone, crash resistance. Maybe that's, I mean, it's good. It's gonna get patched up, but it's not a serious concern. This side looks much better. Underneath the car is not bad. It was all coated in oil and kind of gross, so it didn't really rust much. I do have a set of bumpers for it, but they're kind of gross, so they'll probably get painted. I don't think I'm gonna go chrome. You can see this fender well here is not quite finished. I got a fair bit of work yet. I cut out the old spring mounts because we're not going to use them anymore, and I couldn't get the bolts out without cutting the spring mounts out. So you may notice that this door handle's been shaved. Yep. Almost a spur of the moment decision, and now I'm going to stick with it. We'll shave the other one. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do for door handles, but I just don't really like the original Mustang door handles from the 60s. We'll find something. Kind of the same with the mirror. The original holes are still here, but I don't really like the shape of the mirror. Maybe a slightly later model year mirror would look better. Let's look inside this door. Yeah, these doors are pretty good. So much better than what was on the car. Roof just has surface rust to be cleaned off. Dash is in good shape. I don't think I'm going to put the original dash pad on, or the original style dash pad on anyway. We're going to do something else. A little more race car looking. But it's all in really good shape. Floors, I got a lot of crap in here, but man, all the floors look this good, really, honestly. Oof. Again, replacement fender from the 66. Still got the emblem holes. I don't know what I'm gonna do for emblems. And I'm a little curious what is under some of this, because it's like some old undercoating. I didn't really notice it on the other side. Let me get a screwdriver a second. Well, it's on there pretty good. Oops. So what we can see underneath is, it doesn't look like rust. It looks like there's some paint, some primer. We got bare metal there. It's really stuck on there good, so hopefully that's not all rusty crusty underneath there. Yeah, more there. So I do know one spot that's slightly questionable. This car was primered when I bought it, but I noticed, oh, now we can't see it because I put the fender on. See if we can see it from the inside. I'm just gonna take the fender off quick a minute. So, like I was gonna say, this car was primered when I got it, and it's got this, you know, the guide coat, speckle coat, whatever you want to call it. Someone was gonna do some body work to it, but when I got over here with a screwdriver, all of this paint just flaked off because it was slightly greasy or oily underneath. Now I know this is not a really highly visible area on the car, so maybe whoever was doing it just you know, didn't think it was a big deal to really get it clean, but it kind of makes me worry a little bit about all of the primer on the body. Am I going to be driving along one day and get out and look and suddenly the front half of the roof is peeled away? I hope not. Yeah, all the way down here. Oh, of course, that's stuck now. Anyway, you get the picture. But again, a lot of this seems to be on there really good. There's some kind of undercoating on the transmission tunnel there. I don't think it's factory. It looks too nice. So whoever was building this started in the engine bay and then was headed backwards, but of course I butchered it since then. I'm gonna have yellow accents on this car, but I don't want this much yellow in the engine bay, so it's gonna be silver, dark gray, kind of like what's on the wheels, if you remember what those look like. And they're in there somewhere. Body's going to be satin black, maybe flat black, something like that. The bumpers will probably be painted the same gray as the engine bay. The interior is going to be black and gray. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to lay that out yet. I found some really cool yellow face gauges that I want to use, and then that's when I decided I need some yellow accents here and there. So that will be killer looking, I think. It's going to look like kind of like a retired race car. Kind of built like a drag and drive car. Okay, so now let's talk about these mini tubs. Yeah, they're fully fabricated tubs on the inside. They are mini tubs because I only gained like 1.5 inches. And if I remember right, this is 18 gauge and this is 16 gauge. Maybe I have that backwards. Oh yeah, that one's not even welded in yet. It's kind of where I left off, was working on the wheel tubs, and then we built a house, so that took up all of our time and energy. One of the things I want to do is get this tub finished. Yeah, we're just tacked here. No welds in there yet. It's not welded to the original factory tubs yet. I cut this out because it was all really rusty right here, so the back end of the wheel tub will fill that spot in. We'll probably cut it in. We'll probably try that cut and butt thing that I seen on MKS and what was the other guy that did it? Don't remember. I'm sure lots of people have done it, but we'll fix that up. Let's look at it from inside the trunk. Did you see this?
Ew. Is that rust?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how I didn't see that. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we'll patch that flat with the floor so it looks a little better. Although the factory's got kind of some of those same looking overlap pads, so maybe it's not a big deal. This side was a lot nicer. I just, stitch welded it there. It's not beautiful, but I think I welded it well enough that it won't rattle. Although it's kind of a big panel. Maybe we'll put some dimples inside in the middle of it, which of course would have been 100 times easier before I put it in the car, but oh well. I want to reuse these original trunk mounts. Let's see if I can just move them in to catch the edge here, and then move in the same mounts on the trunk. Just scoot them over, re-weld them, scoot them over. Now let's take a quick closer look at something I can't really get into. Hold on. There we go. Where do we put the light? Something like that. Okay. So this is a new piece of 1.5 by 3 inch rectangle tubing. Got a cap on the end. This is the original frame rail, and I want to link them together. I tried to keep the inside edge of the original frame rail to weld to, and you can see how that turned out. It looks terrible. And I want to kind of bring this in. Yeah, I don't know. Really, I kind of want this frame rail to be able to shear away if someone rear ends this car. So you get 8 inches or so of room for that to shear forward. But the fuel tank's going to hang down right here. Let's see, get another angle of that. So the back of the fuel tank is going to be pretty close to the back of the car. So even if you let that crunch in, man, you're still squashing your fuel tank, fuel cell. So I'm probably going to run some tubing around the outside of the fuel cell, maybe open on the front so the fuel cell the whole structure could slide forward if it gets hit. I don't know. I know the very back of the car is a good spot for fuel cell for drag racing and whatnot for weight balance, but I'm still kind of mulling that over in my head because I don't like the way this turned out. So if we're going to change it, now is a good time. So that's kind of it for today. I was going to do some metal work on this weekend, but I was on the other side of the country last week, so that kind of ate into my time a bit. Let's see, next weekend it's going to be yard work weekend. Soon, very soon. I'm trying to do these videos every 2 weeks. Hopefully on Friday or Saturday they'll be uploaded, and it's going to help me keep on track with actually working on the car, but still give me some time to get other stuff done around the house. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out for a little bit. We'll see you next time.